everyone, and welcome back to Crochet Delight. I'm Barbara, and welcome back to another installment of Hot Off the Hook Friday. I believe this is our 97th Hot Off the Hook Friday. And because our 100th Hot Off the Hook Friday is coming up, I might be doing a giveaway soon. But I think we're gonna wait until the 100th episode. So, I did some but not much over the last week, so I'm going to fill a little airtime with a few other things. First off, I did not do anything yesterday except work on a new technique, and I forgot to grab it, but I will show you guys that in a little bit. I have a total of 19 kids' hats. So I did slack off for a couple of days. My goal for each day was about 3 to 6 hats a day. And for the most part, I got about 3, sometimes 4 hats a day. There were a couple times where I did get 6 hats a day. So I have a total of 19 hats now. And I'm actually going to be showing you guys some of those. At least the new ones that I've gotten done. A white and a blue one. And of course, I got a couple more of these ones. I know they're coming up in pairs. I got 2 red ones done. They're nice and bright. They almost have like an orangey tint if you're looking at them in person, but on camera they seem to be a nice bright red, which I love that. Who knows, maybe once I get them outside they'll be a lot brighter. And then the last 2. So this one's obviously for a girl, and this one's obviously for a boy or a girl, but it's also reversible. See, this has a little purple up here and there. But those are the new hats that I got done. Those are probably the last batch of hats that I'm going to be doing. I wanted to get them out yesterday on my birthday, but I ended up staying home and just having a relaxing day, and for the first time ever, it was a decent birthday. You guys know about what my birth mother did to us. Well, in my family there was pretty much a lot of abuse. It was mostly verbal, but every birthday, it didn't matter if it was mine or my dad's, my birth mother would complain, full on screaming about, "You got the wrong kind of ice cream," and she would go on for hours until someone went and got the ice cream she wanted. And then there was my mom. What she would do is she would just complain about not being able to wear what she wanted to. And, sorry, people walking around and all of that. My craft room's up there for now. But, birthdays were not a fun time. Neither was Christmas or Thanksgiving or Easter or any holiday. So this actually has been the first Thanksgiving, the first Christmas, and my first birthday where it's been actually decent and happy, and where I did not dread having a birthday. And I can see years from now it being the same, being now a happy time for me, not dreading a birthday. But yesterday was my birthday and I wanted to get those hats out, but I ended up, like I said, staying at home and relaxing, and now I'm hoping to get them out today. The little kids should be back from Christmas break. I wanted to get them before Christmas break, but that changed to my birthday because they were out for Christmas break because I had just started it like a week before Christmas break. But now it's hopefully today. But alright, so next up I'm going to show you something I've been working on here and there. I've been working on a dress, and if any of you have my Facebook page, like if you're following it, you would have seen a picture of this before I had gotten to like the grays. This is the baby doll pattern by Gala Designs. I can't remember, but so far this is what I've got, and I'm excited to see I have like that much left, and there's a nice giant hole right in there. But thank goodness I have another one of these yarn cakes in case I need it, which this is a dress, so I most likely will need it. I could cut it off real soon and make it a top, but I'd actually rather make this a dress with how flowy it's coming out down here. But I've been working on that on and off throughout, let's see, I started this project way back at the beginning of the summer. So that's about as far as I've gotten. It's one of those projects where I just put it down and pick it up whenever. I do have a temperature blanket in the works. It's only got a couple of days, but that's it. I'll show you guys that later on down the road when I have more of it done. Let's see, I'm only doing a color a day, so whatever the high is for that day is what I'm doing. I might go back and look at the lows and do another, but I think for now I'm gonna just do the highest degree of the day, and that actually looks pretty fun, and I've been wanting to do them for a while, so since this is the first good year that I've had, I decided to start it. Next up, and maybe finally, no, my birthday gift to me, but yarn. So I got some yarn done, and I pretty much screwed up on the name. I did not, was going to name it like Sapphire Ruby, but then last minute I changed it to Fractal Lightning Red and Blue Edition. The reason why is because I found a picture of lightning that looked so much better than what I thought it would, and then I just couldn't look away to something else. I had to have that as the name and the picture. But this is the yarn, and in some spots you'll be able to see where, like right there, it's all red, and then there's the spots where it's all blue. It completely changes, and then there's red and blue where it's like the lightning is entwining itself with each other. And then there's little spots where it's purple, and that's where the lightning colors are really blending, and I just love it. So this is Fractal Lightning, the red and blue edition. I might make another. This was a roving that I bought with a drop spindle, so I'm either going to have to try and make my own colors, or try and find this again. I don't think I will be able to, but I might try and make my own. I brought most of my dyeing stuff from the other house to the new house, so yay, I might be able to do some of that soon. And then this, with its little bunny ears, apparently, is the... Alright, I had some technical difficulties just a minute ago. I had recently found my clicker and bought a new one. Neither are working that well with my phone, so gone. It's just completely cutting it off at the wrong spots, and okay, yarn. So this is the Over the Rainbow blend that I had been working on. This was my fiber kit, and it looks like I might have enough for another hank. So this actually took how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4, maybe 5 rollags to make. And I love that I did not make it equal so that the colors lined up, but every now and then you do get a spot where it's the blue, or over here it's yellow that lines up, or let's see, I believe there's another color that would line up perfectly. There's a few different colors where they actually lined up perfectly in this, and I liked that. But I liked all the beautiful color combinations that this ended up with. I mean, take a look, if it'll focus. You've got like a red and purple, a blue and green, or purple and yellow, purple and green, orange and green, orange and yellow. It's pretty much all of the colors of the rainbow just mixed together. And I think I'm gonna stick with the name for this, Over the Rainbow, or change it to Land of Oz, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm stuck on those two, but this is beautiful and I love it. And I think I might make a yarn where it's just a single thread with the rollags to make a true rainbow yarn. But making singles and keeping them as singles is very hard, because you'll end up with small spots, like really, really thin spots, and then really thick spots. So you have to be very precise. And when you're using a rollag to make the yarn, it's never gonna be precise. And with this specific type of color variation, I found it's a lot easier for me to pre-draft the rollag. And what I mean by pre-draft is it's all set in the little rollag. I just pull it out and keep pulling, and then once I've got each section done, pull a little more, make it thin, make it ready to spin just in a straight line. That's pretty much what pre-drafting is. I've explained it a little better in past videos, but that is pretty much the best way that I can do this type of yarn. It actually gets the color more, because I tried it at first just from the rollag with this yarn, and what was happening was halfway through another color into the next color, it would have the previous color come in a very large amount, because it pulls from the center of the rollag, so it's going to do that. So to avoid that as much as possible, that's why I pre-drafted. And I know I'm rambling, but Oh well. And I'm actually going to get my birthday gift to me. Alright. Oh, let me move back on the bed a little bit. So you guys can see this thing. And what's on it is actually a beaded braid. You're not supposed to do this, but it's a kumihimo disc. And essentially what that is Japanese braiding. And I have plenty of little beads, there they go, hooked up. This is one way to bead where you have loose ends. Then there's ones where you don't have any loose ends, but you still end up with pretty much the same thing. And for this particular pattern, I'm actually pretty okay with how I started this. I did have to restart it, pardon me, when I first got it because I tried to do it with only 6 little braids, but this was an 8 braided beaded pattern, so I had to go back and fill these. These are bobbins, and they actually hold quite a bit of thread, and you're supposed to use satin and satin cord or something that's normally known as rat tail. By the way, I do have more yarn done, I just haven't taken it off the bobbin yet. But I will show you guys that stuff next week when I have it fully off the bobbin, because I've been spending some time just making yarn. But kumihimo is a little complicated, and I wanted something more than yarn, more than weaving, more than crochet, and I've actually been trying to get back into the knitting again. Knitting's not really my thing, it's too slow, but oh well, I'm gonna try it still. I'm not gonna give up completely. But kumihimo was first shown to me, I believe it was my boyfriend who showed it to me in a movie, and it kind of fascinated me, and then I started seeing it in my Facebook page, in other groups. I would see kumihimo and I was just like, what's that? And then I looked it up, or I showed my boyfriend and he's like, oh, that's what was in the movie Your Name. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I wanted something to challenge myself a little bit, and this definitely does challenge me. As you can see, I'm getting used to, let's see if I can get it over here. I'm definitely getting used to how this goes, the 8-strand braid. There are a crap ton of more complicated braids. Sorry, I think I've got a little bit of a cold. There are definitely more complicated patterns with beads. There's spirals, there's everything. It's pretty much reminding me of when I was crocheting with beads, only a little different. Let's see. I believe this is the one I'm on. Yeah, it is. So, you bring it up. I have a little bead, you can't really see it from way back here. Right there on my thumb, I have a little bead. Let it go. Make sure it goes under the strings, and I bring it to a certain position and make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight. And then I skip one, go over to the next. I've been practicing keeping it steady and not really turning it. And then you just repeat the same thing. And when you're doing it in every round, like every string, you're doing it all the way around and it's creating a spiral. And when you actually look at the bracelet, you can see the spiral. It may look like it's going one way and then the other, but you can still see the spiral, and I love it. And the way I can tell which way to go, which right now you don't go clockwise, you go counterclockwise. You can go clockwise if you want. That's just not how this specific braiding technique right here that I've got on it is. There's many different techniques to making kumihimo bracelets and keychains, earrings, necklaces. There's so much you can do with them. Lanyards even. But I will let you guys know this is pretty addicting. So if any of you actually want to try it, do not make yourself a cardboard kumihimo disc. I know some people like it. I definitely do not. I mean, oh my god, did I have trouble with it. And you're not supposed to set this down on a surface. If you're gonna have it with a project on it, don't set it down. It has to be dangling free. So a paper towel roll will actually be perfect. And I'm actually gonna set mine down. I don't care about the tension that much because I'm a beginner and I can easily fix the tension. I don't know why a lot of people fuss about the tension because it's actually pretty easy to fix. But I'm gonna get my first one and show you guys how different it is. And I just had it right there, but as you can see, I used regular yarn. And oh my god, is it so different. This was terrible, and I used a cardboard one that I had my dad trace out, and then I just did all the notches and cut it out and all of that. Don't do it. It's okay to spend the money on a disc because honestly the foam ones are 10,000 times better. My tension on this one is fantastic, and I'm not even really trying to keep the tension. I'm just trying to keep the beads where they need to be. And that's it. That's all I'm really trying to do. And it's coming out 10 times better. And they say you need a weight. And bear in mind, you probably do. Or you need to hold it with your finger. Yes, you do for a little bit. I mean, for the first beginning. But then once you're done with that, you don't really need to hold it. Or you don't really need a weight. A weight would help a lot. But I don't have a weight just yet. I will. But tension is not a problem that much. And the cardboard ones suck. They are handmade, and they're supposed to save you money and see if you actually like it. And I liked it the second that I saw it. I just didn't like it when I made my first one, and this one's gonna go in the trash because I don't like it. First try, and it was with yarn, and it was with a homemade one, and it did not come out good at all. This one's coming out great. I bought a kit that had a kumihimo disc in it, and there's actually stands that you can buy to go with them. And I know I've babbled on quite a while about kumihimo discs, but there's not too much that I know. I mean, it may seem like I know a lot about the Kumihimo discs, but I don't know that much. I'm literally just beginning. I just started it yesterday, and that's about it. But alright, before my camera goes off, because I don't know if I actually turned off the little clicker, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas and a wonderful New Year's. It's certainly turning out to be a great New Year's for me, and hopefully the new year will reign on. Alright, have a delightful day, and happy hooking, everyone. Bye!